Shooting some rapid fire reviews because I am kind of on the clock right now. We're talking about the Shuangrong, or SR. They're going to be searchable by SR. The SR 217B folding knife. Some stats off really quickly. It's made of 7CR17 MOV. The hardness is 55 HRC. It has a pocket clip that is reversible. You notice that it is currently in the left-handed carry position. It's got a very nice axis lock, and when I say very nice, I mean nice for its price range, because it was also about $8. I'm looking at the listing right now off to the side here. It is $8.33. And if you saw my previous video about this little hook knife right here, that also comes with free shipping if you order enough stuff. The body of this knife is almost entirely metal. The backstop is metal, the scales are all metal, and they feel like steel. The only thing that's not metal is the washers on the inside, which look like the usual white plastic Teflon kind. Yeah. Alright, now, I have a lot of very nice things to say about this knife, and I have a handful of complaints. The spider hole, the opening hole, is very nice. I quite like that. I don't like how when you open it up, it sticks. Come on, there you go. And I don't really want to flick it closed immediately, because this little choil right there does not come out enough, and that would be easy to fix. You see the little silver spot in there? That is where it hits the backstop, but it doesn't hit it well enough because there's also doesn't hit it soon enough. Yeah, I ground the little chip out, but there was a bit of a nick right there from where it was hitting the pin. That screw, as that goes through there, right there. In good light, you can see there's and my camera will focus, and it never does. There's some scratching lines on there from where this blade has hit there, and that would be very easy to fix if they just took that out like a millimeter. That wouldn't happen. Come on, shake, shake, shake. There we go. So the way that this one is machined, it's definitely for two-handed closing, unless you don't mind the... Actually, I closed it a couple of times that hard, and that's not that bad. It's when you hear that sound? Yeah, that should be just the sound of it hitting the backstop, but it's not. As for the rest of it, I really like the shape. It fits very nicely. The blade is small enough that it's going to come in under those various carry limits in all kinds of places. One thing that's not as advertised is this tiger face right here, which is cool. Like, I wouldn't be against the tiger face, but this model, the largest of the three that look exactly like this except for how long they are, was the only one that didn't have this tiger face picture on there, and that was part of why I got it. Also because, you know, I'm very likely to be ordering more of these in the future, but I wanted to try the largest one first to see how that felt, because at least one of them was very small. Yeah, you might see me talk about that some more in the future. Anyway, now another thing, the axis. You notice that doesn't go all the way forward. I would expect an axis lock to run the pin all the way over, but if we slow that down, it does move forward about 3/4 of its thickness. It feels very solid. Like, it has zero play in it laterally, or yeah, this way, and only the tiniest amount of play this way. Yeah. this sticking problem, I feel like that can be solved by replacing the washers or by oiling it. Not something I've tried yet. I've got a friend who really wants this, so I'm probably going to try replacing the hardware on it with a second one. And speaking of replacing the hardware, when I mounted the clip on the other side, alright, so these pins, these screws here, were originally Torx screws. And I say originally Torx screws because I used a Torx wrench to take the screws out and to mount the clip on the other side, and they stripped freaking immediately. Like, as I was tightening it down on this side, it was very loose, and you notice that it is not loose right now. You hear that sound. That is a nice sound. That was the tightness that I got using an Allen key, because the little Torx teeth broke off right away. Just right away. So that's kind of annoying, but it didn't actually impair my usage of the knife. It just makes me a little more cautious. Like, it feels like there's an upper limit to how many times I'll be able to move the clip from one side to another without just replacing the screws. So if I were making an investment out of this to keep for a long time, like I am going to be doing with its successor, what's probably going to happen is that I'm probably going to buy new screws, because having those screws hardened is probably not going to work. Oh, yeah, and if this video over here tells you anything, you notice that I am very fond of the back flick. So is this knife back flickable? There we go. Yes, yes, you can back flick this knife, although you're going to want to fold it. See the video for the fold right there. Yep, yeah. When you close it, unlike the knife that this guy has replaced. To see a video of the knife that this guy replaced, you can go over here. Yeah, that's probably not a video link, that's probably just like a normal annotational link. Or if you're watching this on a non-YouTube based service and they don't do the annotation thing, you'll be able to find this in the comments. Or description. Description, not comments. Very, very solid. Very, very hefty. And it was quite sharp out of the box, and you know how picky I am about my knife's edges. I would still want to sharpen this out of the box, but that's only because my standards of sharpness are far above those of normal people. Yeah, very fond of this. I've been just kind of opening it and closing it repeatedly for the past, like, 2 weeks. Although not nearly as much as I have been repeatedly opening and closing this guy. Just over and over again. Over and over again. Yeah, this guy's up next, so click through there. If you enjoyed this video, the review of this guy, give me a like to raise my ranking in search results, give me a subscription to see more videos like this in the future, or much more likely, videos about stuff like paracord-based things. I'm not going to take this apart right away because, yeah, that one's been tied consistently the longest. You can hear me talk about it in another video, I'm sure. Let's see if I think to find that. Anyway, I also do knot tying tutorials, so here's one for shoelaces and one for shoelace knots, and just this, if I were only going to teach you one knot ever, it would be this one. Alright, thank you very much for watching.